There was big news today out of Canberra, but surprise, surprise, the bubble didn't quite catch on. Now, we have all been living this thing for some period of time, hoping to flatten the curve. Remember that number about the total number of infections every single day that went up and up and up and up and up and up, and then it went a bit flat, and then it started to go down and down and down. And when it started to go down, people thought, oh, well, that's it, game over, right? Well, no. We learnt today that the marathon is not going to be measured by the flattening of the curve. Instead, there is a brand new thing that is going to be the way they will decide over the next 4 weeks what gets easier for the rest of us. Here's the Prime Minister, biggest news of the day, a big change. There is a new way they will work out just how coronavirus is ruining, or Australia is ruining it.
On the road out, there are important metrics, important benchmarks that were advised today by the AHPPC that will inform the National Cabinet's decisions about the easing of restrictions when that is deemed possible. And the most important of those is what's called the effective reproduction rate.
Okay, effective reproduction rate. This is the new curve. What is that? Here's the Chief Medical Officer.
Effective reproduction number is the number of people each case infects after we've mitigated and controlled it. And obviously, if we get that below 1, we can control and reduce the outbreak.
So, we have all been told what are the numbers that all of the leaders will be looking at. They, every time they meet, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, will be looking at this rate. Here is what that rate looks like right now. Now, let's have a look at New South Wales first. That dotted line is, if you get coronavirus, how many people could you hand it on to? Well, obviously, if you get coronavirus, you would go to hospital, limited exposure. If you think you've got coronavirus, you might go into quarantine at home or into a hotel. It means the number of people you come into contact with. If that number stays below 1 for the next month, life is going to change for the better. So right now, this data is very sensitive. It's only a couple of days old and it will be updated every single couple of days. So this is the new curve. In New South Wales, they're beating the curve. In Victoria, they're beating the curve. In Queensland, they're beating the curve, but you can see that things start to tick their way back up. As long as we keep it under 1, that's the way that it works. In Western Australia, again, beating the curve, but a little uptick here. Again, you need to keep it well below 1. South Australia, doing probably the best in the country right now about just how flat they have been at that way, way, way under the number 1. Tasmania has the biggest problem in the country right now because it isn't just above 1, it is almost on its way to 2. How are they able to work that out? Because literally, when there's a little local cluster that takes place, these numbers are so sensitive that automatically it starts to affect that rate, the curve, the new number that they will be looking at before they have any restrictions eased. It's the information that has been given to the premiers directly about their states that helps inform some of their decisions.